Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the first episode of the Something series. We're back here again today for some more something. So, okay, let me do the context, because the title's going to spoil what this video is about, but currently I don't know what I'm going to be watching here today, and that's kind of interesting, right? So again, if it's your first time on the channel, hello, hi, I react to anime, and I have a wonderful community which I've polled for the most recent show which I'm going to watch, right? They go into a democratic poll and figure out what it is next that I will be reacting to. So let me get those poll results up right here, right now. Those are the shows that were on the poll. Also, my Discord in the background, which is pretty cool. We have a tie. We have a tie between Flip Flappers and Girls Band Cry, and a bunch of other shows. I'm not particularly surprised by how the rest of this poll went, if I'm honest. It seems to be about what I would expect from my community, if I'm honest. Just because I'm here, I might consider putting, I guess, some different genre picks on a poll next time, I guess. I'm becoming a little bit of a cliche of myself, potentially, but we'll see. We will see. It leaves me in a bit of a weird spot here today, because what do I watch? My general plan with this is to watch both. Congratulations, both Flip Flappers fans and Girls Band Cry fans, if I can speak. Both of you will get to watch the thing, or watch me watch the thing, I guess. So congratulations, I guess you won. It's just a matter of what I'm going to be watching here today and what we're going to be attacking first. And I think the only fair way to do that is to spin the damn wheel, baby. So I'm going to spin this wheel, then I'm going to download the first episode, and we're going to do the first episode of whatever wins here today, as well as having a little bit of a look at the staff and the general expectations going into the show and that kind of stuff, I guess. So, yeah. Without any further ado, let's spin the wheel. What am I going to watch? Let's see. Whoa. Looks like it's Flip Flappers. Wow. How cool's that? Congratulations, poorly cropped Flip Flappers over this side of the screen. Yeah. Congratulations. But again, Girls Band Cry fans, much like myself, we're going to be watching that after it. So normally I like to make a pretty good pace through these 12-episode shows as well, which I'm pretty sure both of these are. I would imagine you would see some Girls Band Cry content in about a month and a half. That's what I would imagine. Either way, Flip Flappers, I'm going to go download that first episode, and we're going to go check out some stuff and that kind of stuff, I guess. And we're back. I've started to download the episode. I've gone over to CDEX and just kind of picked the one that was here. Apparently it's authored by Zhang, and it has this in it. For those that want to know, that is what you're looking for, I guess. This entry is also incomplete. Wow, very cool. So yeah, it seems like a bit of a crapshoot when it comes to copies of this, because the last most, popular one is from more than 4 years ago, so again, we'll see. It's not like 2020 was the dark ages or anything, even though it kind of was. Either way, back over here, I've done my research a little bit on Flip Flappers. And yeah, it's got a very interesting set of staff attached to it, I guess. And I've come to the conclusion that I don't know what the fuck this thing is about. I saw a credit that said mech designer. What? What do you mean? I saw another credit that said insert song. And I'm like, what do you mean? Is this Symphogear? Is this Symphogear chat? I hope it's kind of like Symphogear. That would be cool, because I like Symphogear. We'll see, I guess. I don't know. Either way, I've got the stuff up here. I like to, again, go through the stuff a little bit, go through that key visual, not read any blurb or anything about the show, and just kind of go in blind from that perspective. So I have some kind of expectation based off staff and overall vibe off the poster. Other than that, I'm pretty much completely blind. First on the list here, we have the director. That would be one Kiyotaka Oshiyama. He also directed the opening, so we'll be watching out for that when and if we see the opening this episode. Now, to my knowledge, reading through this credit list on ANN, this is his directorial debut, chief directorial debut. He's done some unit direction and that kind of stuff, and then he takes a big gap from directing things, and then does Look Back, which is the most recent. It's very popular. It's a film that's coming out. It's a manga by Tatsuki Fujimoto, I believe. So shoutouts to that, I guess. With Studio Durian. Sure. This is by Studio 3 Hertz or something. What is this? Yeah, Studio 3 Hertz, we're going to say, which I guess I should have a look at later as well. Yeah, I was reading up on all that stuff there as well. But yeah, a bit of an eclectic catalog here. So yeah, we go through it here, directing, scripting episode 7, storyboarding up to 7 episodes, episode direction in between animation, key animation, blah, 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 blah. He's done it all. Cool. If you look through the rest of the stuff here, the stuff I haven't mentioned, I think you'll find some interesting stuff, specifically some key animation on Boy and the Heron, so an Oscar-winning film, which is kind of crazy. Work on Chainsaw Man, Decadent, Eramanga Sensei, specifically unit directing a Doraemon movie, which I think comes back with another staff member later as well. Some work on the mech design for Fooly Cooly, almost following in the footsteps of Arno there a little bit as well, because I believe Arno did the mech designs for original Fooly Cooly, so again, I've heard varying things about the quality of those entries, but sure. Animation work on Mob Psycho 100, which is only a good thing. If you're animating on Season 2 of Mob Psycho 100, you're pretty damn good at your job. I'm going to say that right now. I know it's unpopular. What else we got here? Trigun Stampede. A little bit of special effects stuff with Studio Orange over there. Space Dandy. Yeah, there's some cool stuff here for sure. Yeah, really weird career. Like, you'd think after unit directing something, which I think is a success in Flip Flappers, you would go on to do more TV anime, but I don't know, maybe you didn't like the process of doing TV anime. Or chief directing it, I guess, I don't know. Who else we got? This guy looks based. I think he did the music. Yeah, look at this fucking... Hang on. Can I do this at all? No, that's not how I do that. Like this? Yeah, a little bit. You can still see Discord there in the background. Yeah, look at that guy. He looks crazy. I think specifically I'm doing this to highlight a musical group called Tor Mas Sound Site Fluorescent Forest. So sure. There was a couple of names I recognize that is in this. I don't know, is it a collective? I don't know what's going on there. Masumi Ito, who I specifically looked up pretty recently for her work on Haibane Renmei, which I'm reacting to at the moment as well. Theme song, arrangement, and performance, right? Heart of Air ED. Got that really high-pitched, heavenly voice, which, again, evokes a lot of things in Haibane Renmei. I know her specifically from her performance in the Asmangadayo ED with Oranges and Lemons. But yeah, this whole group seems pretty cool, doing work for Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. I specifically remember the music here being pretty good, I think, from memory, so sure. It's been a long time since I've seen Dragon Maid. This was the one I recognized by name, Mito, who is a musician, apparently, specifically for their work on Wonder Egg Priority with Clam Bomb. I think that's another collective as well. Wonder Egg Priority has fantastic music. You can't take that away from it. I will take everything else away from it. But you can't take that music. It's very, very good. Same specifically here, a little bit of work with Science Saru as well on Yurei Deco, which is pretty cool. And a couple of others here, which I thought were quite interesting. A Place Further Than the Universe, pretty good show, pretty good music. Really like that ED there, which I think they worked on. Not just the opening. Opening's good too. The ED of Hana Monogatari, what even is that? I don't know, my knowledge is dying with Monogatari, I guess. Awari Monogatari, OPs for episodes 1 and 3. That's like the fucking Orgy opening. Yeah, sure. Again, if you're not a Monogatari head, you won't care, but there's some pretty good theme songs in that, I will say. I guess what this overall music segment is trying to get at is I think the music's going to be good. If you're getting all these people working together that at least have a similar sense of creativity and that kind of thing. I don't know what a Thomas sound site Fluorescent Forest is, but I think it's going to sound pretty cool. Now, if I pop back over here, I was going to have a look at script and, series comp, the normal stuff that I do, but it's kind of split between a lot of people. I kind of took the person that did the biggest chunk. Maybe I should look at Yukino or Unico Ana as well, so I'll have a look at that as well. But I took the person that did the biggest chunk, and I think they like Yuri. So Yuri is my job, and Citrus, and I think this is vaguely gay. Yeah, I don't know. Is Higurashi gay? Probably not. Love is indivisible by twins? What are we talking about? Okay, listen. I'm going to bring up the poster here in a second. This thing might be gay. Thoughts? And again, that's like, if you know me, that's only a positive. I like that kind of stuff, so, you know. Anyway, let's have a look at this person, Unico Ana, specifically writing the episode we see today. Script on Apothecary Diaries. Those seem to be some pretty good episodes. 21 is standing out in my mind as a pretty good one, maybe? I don't know. Working on Apothecary Diaries sounds pretty good. Bandori, for sure. It's My Go. Oh, shit. I liked My Go. It's good. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. Idolmaster, fucking Given. Yeah, sure. Look at all this. Hell yeah. Yeah, cool. Seems like a lot of this stuff leans idly comedy-y, not like overtly serious stuff. It's not like Haibane Renmei stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, sure. We'll see how that goes in the writing department. And I always find it's easier to do this on Mal, so excuse me. Okay, this is Studio 3 Hertz. The first thing I see over here, which they're there, is that they got acquired by A1. So sure, like June of this year. Okay, I mean, sure. Something integration? I don't know. I used to go to school for this stuff. Is bad. You should have more competition in the industry, but sure. Maybe you bought the talent. Makes sense. People have told me to watch Princess Principal, and people have told me to watch Healer Girl. So sure. What else we got here? Yeah, this is like that idol thing. Yeah, no, this isn't Yuri. This is gay. Now I remember. Excuse what I said before. What else we got here? Sword Art Online something. More Sword Art Online something. Isn't this Devil as a Part-Timer? Sure. Very popular show. Specifically maybe the second season, I think, which people weren't as much of a fan of, but sure. I definitely know those first 3 to 4 shows, and I've heard mixed things, but they're, sure. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'll leave that there, and then I'll pop over to this key visual. And what do I see? I see 2 girls holding hands. Sure, okay, yeah, again, matches with what I think's going on here. What am I noticing? You're on one side. You're on school side. You're on crazy, like, Hansel and Gretel fucking fantasy world something. And there's crystals. It's like some Magical Girl stuff, probably, right? I've heard it's like Magical Girl, and it's got good animation. There's some other things I've heard about the show. So you could be holding hands, or you could be pulling each other into either direction. Which one looks like they have more strength here, more grasp? Are you pulling her out of the fantasy, or are you pulling her out of the mundane? Something like that. They're both in school uniforms. They probably attend a school of some kind. You're not wearing shoes, which I think may just be a fetish thing, but could be something else. I don't know. It's broadly very colorful. It's got a lot of spunk to it. I like the vertical line breaking the frame there. Don't know much else to say about it. It's pretty self-explanatory, I think. I like the character designs. I'm gonna say you're crazy and you're a little bit more straight-laced. That's what I would think based off the character designs. And generally, I like the straight-laced girls a little bit more. Maybe reminding me a little bit of the what's the names of the characters? Licorice Recoil, Takina, and whatever her name was. Oh my god, this is gonna kill me. Chisato. Okay, we did it. That's another good show and maybe analogous to this in some way. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I've yapped long enough and I've still got some patrons to shout out, so let's go and do that. I'm cautiously optimistic about this show, I'd say, and it's still kind of downloading, so bear with me on that one as well. So the way I think I'm going to plan this right now is this episode's going to be up on Patreon first, so if you're a patron, hello, and then next week we're going to do the normal thing where we release this one to public, and then there'll be another one on Patreon. So again, if you're seeing this in a public forum, you can access the Patreon and see the next episode straight away, maybe even next 2, depending on how I'm feeling, of course. Many people have already accessed that extra episode, up to and including Mickey Babbers, Trouse++, Acomancer, Bobbin, Turbo Ribby, Domobot, Ichu, Ed, Fancy Question Mark, Fleur Nightingale, Fried Rice, Fruit, Gloriana Tenebrae, Glyke, Greybeard, Gus N, Heath, Ika, Yanko Yavanen, Joran, Kelvin, Kimskel, Clem, Nosta, Cot Begemot, Lou, Mistake Chen, Nailu, Need, Parnik, Pencil Sharp 333, Ron Lad BNK, St. Lily, Sal, Sam1373, Skeleton, Voiko, Without a Net, Zan Echo, Yuki Ali, Zach, Binchi, Hans Peter, Marsh, Voodoo Chili, and Aidan O'Brien. Thank you all for giving me money. Let's just jump into this thing, shall we? I'm gonna watch the first episode of Flip Flappers. I don't really know what to expect. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what the general thing is about it. So yeah, without any further ado, I'll bring that episode up now. Rightio, I have episode 1 of Flip Flappers up there ready to go. I never did like guess why it was called Flip Flappers. I don't know. Are we flipping and flapping between girls? Realities? Oh shit, maybe that. Okay, we'll see. We will see. 23 minutes and 41 seconds on this one. As I mentioned previously, it's authored by Zhang. It should be very similar to whatever else is out there. I had the subtitle set on screen there before. Even if I do this, this may help some people as well. If I pop over here and then do this, those are the subtitles. It just says main, which doesn't help anybody, and the audio is also going to be the Japanese audio. So sorry to all the dub heads out there. I'm not doing the dub. Sorry about that. I'm just going to give it a 3, 2, 1. So yeah, 3, 2, 1, go. Time remaining, 20 minutes. Okay, girl. I'm recording. Bored girl. Oh, time left in an exam. Okay. Okay, another different girl. Okay. What the hell is a papika? Are you papika? I'm confused. Look at this trigger shit. Why did he have like Gurren Lagann glasses? Okay, you're on a fucking surfboard and it's fucking amazingly animated? What the fuck? Okay, bye. You broke out? There is fairy dust on the horizon? Are you wearing clothes? Yeah, okay. Pika Pika? Like Pikachu? Opening? You're gonna have to imagine opening. What? This is like, what's the word? Information overload? I'm too stimulated right now. Okay, it's like a drum and bass kind of thing. Okay. And lyrics too, which is nice. A lot of contrast right now between colors. A lot of grayscale. Which doesn't match with some of the other aesthetic decisions like those ones. What the fuck? Is this like some like super advanced kids type shit? Child prodigy is the word I was looking for. What? Okay, you seem vaguely villainous. You're weird. You're a nerd. You're on a computer. You're a rabbit. There's a million trigger-looking dudes. Okay, and then you two are gonna, like, meet and... Just motion. Holy fuck, motion. Fleer Fla Project. Sure. Okay. Why are you on a boat? This is a dream? It might be, it's probably a dream. What? Okay, it was a dream. Good. That seems like some future shit. Grandma? Kokona. Kokona a name? Yeah. You are Kokona? I was in here. Don't turn off my light. Just trying to conserve electricity. What do you mean? Just in general? Which one should I pick? Oh, that looks great. Yeah, that was fucking good. Oh yeah, I missed out on this when talking about... I meant to talk about this. Whoever the animation director and the character designer worked a lot with Naoko Yamada on Heike Monogatari, as well as the new movie Kimi no Iro. Okay. This seems like that moment where they meet and then you pull the quiet character out of the mundane. She's about to get hit by a train? Okay. Pause. We're fine. Also, where are we? It looks like fucking Europe. Okay, best friend character. Let's be on our merry way. What? Okay, you two are the weird kids from the opening. What? What do you mean by smoke? It's very quick. We're not a lot of establishing shots, just kind of transitioning. Yeah, you seem like the slacker kid. Okay. Yeah, because you were sleeping during the exam there before. Okay. So the question there before with the grandmother, it seemed like, was around future decisions and that kind of thing. There's a ghost. I'm pretty sure it was just Papika, I think. Yeah, so a general decision about future is what's holding you back. Not exactly breaking new ground. Oh, nurse. You don't seem very sick. Okay. Super self-serious. What's this turf? Okay. What's in the hole? Big, Alice in Wonderland vibes. I don't know why, but I just got them. Or, Spirited Away as well. Oh, that was great. How'd you know I was gonna be here? Okay, I thought they were gonna smooch. Why are you sniffing her? Where? You have very big eyes. And a very bright blue. I don't know, you tell me. Who the fuck are you? I'm not trusting, bro. What is... I'm sorry, what is happening? Touch! Don't touch! Bad touch! They're getting fondled by a robot? Uh, Pure illusion? Oh, this is great. This is trippy as fuck. Okay, grayscale. Seems like we've flip-flapped just to somewhere else. To a different plane. Show me something. Yeah. Different reality, baby. Because they came out of like an igloo, which was kind of like the pipe. Oh, that's fucking... Look at the animation. Holy fuck. How good's that? Yeah, they were right when they said this was an animation show. Okay, so is it just an illusion? You're not wearing much clothes at all. Is it cold? What's over? There's nothing over there. Why would I want to go there? Okay. I love the surfboard already. Imagine being Kokona in this situation. Like, what the fuck's even happening? Oh, no, still on my phone. Interesting. Get shit on. It's very short skirts in this as well. Oh, it's sweet. Don't eat snow, kids. I don't care if your favorite piece of media says it's sweet, don't eat it. Especially the yellow stuff. Yeah. I'm intrigued by a few things that I'll talk about later, I think. I'll leave them for now. The pyramids? I hate the robot. I'm gonna come out right out and say it. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna talk about that. Like, your first instinct in this world of, like, discovery and weird shit is to look at your phone and try to call your grandma. What the hell is a hoarfrost? It's that move in Elden Ring. Okay, this seems like fine so far. Maybe I stand corrected. We'll see. It seems like we're just chilling in another zone. Oh. She's not, overburdened with intelligence. I don't think we have any choice. Yeah, it's gonna get fucking cold. Do you guys even feel the cold? Have we established that yet? Yeah, please clarify a few things. Okay. Okay, you're very attached for one episode in. I hate Buchan. I'm gonna imagine it's not cold. I'm just gonna get that out of my head. What? Something that grants wishes? Is bro running away? Or is he getting a vantage point? Alright, it doesn't matter, he's fucking stupid. What? Forget we saw that? There was a human brain in that robot? Now something moved before. The tunneling horror? It looks like some Ghibli-ass shit. It looks like those things from Norska. Not the glasses. You don't even wear the glasses half the time. Alright, and the chase begins. Okay. This seems way too easy. Okay. The music's bumping. Oh yeah, there seems like a big herd of them. Going into the ocean? Well, okay, that's a time limit. Stop. Okay, she's gonna pop off, I think. Oh yeah. Holy fuck. Do you know how hard it is to draw this shit? And to make it move like that? Alright, she's getting her ass beat. We need help. Oh, Heiki Hechara? Maybe. I don't think she's gonna die. Can you die? She's fucking dead. Guys, I don't think the girl on the front poster is dead. I'm gonna be real. Groin tattoo? Some kind of power. The power of Yuri? Maybe. Oh, the music's cool though. Oh shit, is this the magical girl part? Okay. Go on. Oh, the music's great. And the sunrise at the same time. Great. Seems very resolution-y. Coconut, you're a Super Saiyan. They're all in each other's personal space. Chat, we're about to fucking die again. Okay. And now we're back. Yeah, because it's that same ink effect when they went in. Okay. Wasn't that on the poster? I think. Yeah, thoughts? You got anything for me, Papika? Okay, Papika is real, which is another thing I was thinking about. Or at least real to Coconut. Alright, let's do episode 2. I'll do episode 2 with you. Yeah, extremely... What? Yeah, extremely conclusive first episode. Like, you could release that by itself and you could fully understand it, I think. In that same way, it also makes me want to watch more. It's interesting that I mentioned Hansel and Gretel previously in the video as well, and then we like literally did a pastiche. It seems like we're doing something else fairy tale-esque here with the E-Day. Oh yeah, this is really fun. Oh, yeah, bottom corner is great. What did I think? It's a hard one to talk about. I felt like it was skipping past itself to get to the cool stuff. This is a banger too. Again, the animation's great. I just want GIFs of all these things. Yeah, it felt like it was like, okay, you know all the anime cliches, let's get through them all so we can get to whatever's happening, right? In that way, I do like shows that pace themselves a little bit more, but I appreciate that they know their area of strength. Let's just fucking go do like a cool chase scene on like a fucking snow worm. Works for me. And feet, sure. Yeah, great. Alright, so she's still going to be a stick in the mud. I thought it was like an isekai type thing, yeah. Finally, ice. Evangelion? There's a sniper? Duck? Robo Soldier, chloroforms girl. Okay, I have a few thoughts there too. And then next time on, we won't do next time ons. I don't think that's entirely necessary. Hey, look, a rabbit girl. Cool. So yeah, we'll dive into a little bit of analysis on that. That was something, all right, wasn't it? Yeah, I'll talk about what I liked and what I didn't like, I think. Maybe didn't like's a strong term, just the choices they made, I'll say. So yeah, that was episode 1 of Flip Flappers. What did I think? It was pretty good. I liked it quite a bit. I think it definitely has strengths in some areas and some weaknesses in some others, I would say. And if you choose to take it for what it is, then yeah, I think it's a pretty good show. Pretty good television, right? So again, let's go through the positives first, I would say. It's amazingly produced. It's very, very well animated, as was the billing. That's what I knew about the show going in, is that it was well animated. It's living up to said billing. It's got 2 fantastic character designs at the center of it. I really like Kokona's design. I really like Papika's design. They're not wearing a lot of clothes, which is kind of par for the course with this whole anime thing. But yeah, I think the designs are pretty, and they're definitely in each other's personal space quite a bit. So, you know, your mileage may vary on the subject, but I'm certainly enjoying it, I'll say. There's a lot of intrigue around. There's a lot of weird fuckers just chilling, like that dude with the glasses and like the weird ghost children, and I don't know, like a few other characters have got some question marks about them. Like the whole premise has some question marks about them. I want to learn more about what the hell's even going on there. And again, as I said before, it's a show that knows its strengths, right? We get to the fun pretty quick, right? We're not like sitting around for too long. I would also say subsequently that is the show's major weakness at the moment is I don't really care. I don't really care yet. They haven't given me a reason to care, a reason to be invested. I'm not particularly, I think the one I'm most interested in is Kokona and her plight at the moment. It seems like, again, we're doing this thing, mundane reality, extremely zany alternate reality. I have this goal that's literally pulling me into it. Some may even say manic pixie dream girl-esque. I'm gonna take you out of this boring life and bring you the fun. Why does she want to do said things? I'm gonna imagine it maybe has something to do with parents, considering that grandma is in the picture and I haven't seen mum or dad. So sure. Maybe something to that effect. That is a hook. I don't think we've had time to give hooks to anybody else yet, even Paprika really. All we know about her is that she's kind of insane and that she escaped from something. I think that's what this first scene here is depicting. So again, some of my favorite shows don't have fantastic emotional hooks early, but they are nice. I'll say they're nice, right? Even contrasting this with some similar shows, I would say something like a Licorice Recoil, which I think is quite similar premise-wise, or at least character dynamic-wise, right? We have this one character that's self-serious and this one that's a little bit less self-serious, and they're kind of pulling each other, or one's pulling another into their world, right? I think there's a better emotional hook early in that show. Right, I think there's a better story set up there, and there's some more intrigue. Even I mentioned Symphogear previously, right? Symphogear is a great example of this. Symphogear has a fantastic emotional gut punch in like the first episode, right? And that has long lingering effects through the rest of the series for characters. I'm not gonna again watch Symphogear. It's good. I'm lacking to see that part of it here yet. And again, maybe that'll come with time, or maybe it won't. Again, 12 episodes is a pretty short amount of time to try to tell a story if you're leaving that stuff to, you know, a little bit later in the piece. Again, we're going to rewatch here with an open mind in that regard, but again, I don't care yet beyond its aesthetic value, I would say. Also, the robot's creepy. That's the other detractor. I do not like the robot with a human brain inside of it. What are we doing? What are we doing? The show also very obviously wears its influences on its sleeve. I'm going to say Gainax. I'm going to say Evangelion. I'm going to say Gurren Lagann. I'm going to say Trigger. I'm going to say a bunch of stuff. I think, yeah, it's very heavily influenced by all that kind of big mix of things. When did this thing even come out? When did Flip Flappers come out? I think early 2010. 2016, apparently. A little bit later than I thought. So yeah, definitely influenced by some of that Trigger stuff, I would say. For sure. This is before Darling in the Franxx. I'm seeing a little bit of Darling in the Franxx in this as well, for sure. So now back to frame one. We're going to have a re-look through the episode, which I tend to do, and try to point out the things that I liked, disliked, and potentially learning new things along the way as well. It was a pretty fast-paced episode, and I did yap quite a bit, so maybe I missed stuff. We'll see. So there's a few things here I liked really early. I think this is a really evocative first frame. It actually reminded me a lot of K-On! In a weird way. K-On! Starts on an image of two characters, well, four characters actually, and a ticking clock, which, again, it's a countdown to something. It's a countdown to a start in K-On! So if you're reminding me of K-On!, you're doing good. K-On! Is perfect from its first shot to its last. So, you know, take that praise with all the weight it should have. The time limit itself is a time limit for an exam, but it's also around the length of the anime episode as well. It's like literally counting down to the end to when life changes, right? To when the transition point between my old mundane life and my new fantastical life begins. I'm seeing something like that as well. I'm also seeing two characters very close into each other's personal space. Maybe even mirroring a little bit of a, you would say a pinkish, bluish color scheme between the two. Maybe a red and blue. Yeah, very fun. Definitely, again, if I didn't say it, signifying Kokona and Paprika. We cut to the wide and we have a muted color palette, I would say. Even the colorful anime hair of it all isn't very vibrant in this setting. It's very silent, it's very quiet, it's very subdued. It's a mock exam. Shows that a character is self-serious and preparing for their future. Maybe in contrast to another character that isn't particularly interested in said future. Now, I'm curious about you, and I'll talk a little bit about you later. You've got a character design, which tells me that you might be more important to this than anything else. There was a best friend character design a little bit later on as well, it seemed like, or at least an acquaintance that seemed like she was nothing. Like, she's not going to be in it. If you put, like blonde hair and pink streaks in someone's hair, they're probably going to be in it, right? Anyway, just thoughts early, I would say. Also, again, delineating different uniform from everybody else, bit more of a delinquent look. You're also the character that was skipping class by playing sick, right? Now, these questions here, choose the most appropriate phrase to fill the blanks in the box. You could squint here and say some things like, my whole life is trying to fit into a box, is trying to play, Mad Libs with itself, just try to find the right answer to put in the right square. Again, I'm like a broken record here early, but it's somebody that's very self-serious. It's somebody that's just doing all the right things. It's somebody that isn't embracing, I guess, the quirks of life and the differences between each other. Very generic, very NPC, all these words. And again, does that seem like somebody that's like really jazzed about what's going on? Like, not really. Like that face there, which I want to pause on. Like that one. Yeah. Again, where's the excitement? Oh shit, the excitement's here. Sirens start blaring, cutting out of the silence of the exam, and bang, we're into some batshit anime plot. Start with a POV shot here running through the tunnel, and this is the start of the animation excellence of the episode, I would say. This is Paprika. This is the first time we see her. She is introduced by somebody telling her not to run away, right? So, again, sirens are going off. Feels like a prison break you've broken out of somewhere, I think. Paprika, get back here, but this was another bust. What do you mean another bust? That looks like you... Hang on. That looks like fucking Kokona. A little bit. What is going on? Okay. And you're wearing, or this character is wearing a similar costume to the one Paprika wears, which seems like it's maybe a uniform of some kind for this establishment. Sure. You've also stolen somebody's coat because you ditched the coat later on, I think. All right, you seem to be the voice that was calling out for her to get back because Paprika is looking for a partner on foot and then finds Kokona and then she smells good or something. Okay, what does any of that mean? Then we have a guy up here, Dr. Salt. So this guy's like generic, like, anime scientist guy, like, on the bridge type guy. And then we have this guy over here, who is classy, elegant, has sophisticated tastes, all these things. Well-tailored suit, kind of coat in the back, and this lamp up here as well. But he's also wearing stupid anime glasses. This guy feels very pastiche-y. He feels like an amalgam of 6 or 7 other characters that I've seen in other anime before. I forget this guy's name, and I kind of hate the robot, so I'm going to continue to forget his name, but he's here too, telling her to stop. Yeah, and that's when the animation goes kind of up to 11 here, and we break literally out of the glass, and the one robot comes along. So again, they seemed like they were, or Kokona was chloroformed by a robot late in the episode. It's like the last thing. So it seems like Dr. Salt and his gang of merry robots are trying to stop Paprika from escaping. But here's the... Dr. Salt, he's either playing nonchalant or he still thinks this doesn't matter either way. Do you know what I mean? Like, normally you would see this kind of character and they would be getting, like, really agitated and mad. Oh my god, my test subject escaped. Like, fucking Crash Bandicoot style, right? Neocortex going fucking crazy there. He doesn't give a fuck. He could not care less. So, part of the plan? Everyone else seems to be panicking. He's not. Either way, contrast Kokona and Paprika very early. Those names are very difficult, by the way. You're breaking out of the glass. You've already broken out of your proverbial exam room and you've broken free, right? You've broken free of those constraints, the ones that are constraining Kokona right now. The need to, do all these things in society, have a stable career, meet a guy, blah, blah, all these things, right? All the classic stuff. You've already broken out of that. Where again, you're still behind the glass, you still need to look on to the sparkles in the distance, needing somebody to help you pull you through the glass, right? Through the looking glass potentially as well. One of the first things that Paprika says upon escaping is, "It's cold, but look at the bright lights." And off she goes, just sees something nice on the horizon and goes and gets it, right? I know I'm over-explaining here early a little bit. This seems very obvious, right? This is the character that's the go-getter, that doesn't care about societal norms and all the things that are constraining Kokona right now. She just goes and gets it, right? Doesn't care if it's cold, I'm going to go towards the light. As opposed to, Kokona, who's in her, warm exam room, just, on the straight and narrow. I'm over-explaining this because I don't think there's much else to it yet beyond that. I think, this is the first establishment of what's going on here, and this doesn't really expand upon itself much in this first episode, I would say. And let's do this opening too, which is just like overstimulation, the opening. I quite enjoyed it. I'm a drum and bass enjoyer. Definitely while I'm making thumbnails and that kind of thing, I do enjoy a little bit of drum and bass. So I'm, again, a fan of the opening and its musical direction. I'm also, again, a fan of it aesthetically. Let's see if we can find anything else here fun. So we start on a sound wave, again, very Sympho gear, before going to like a full-on music visualizer. I figure there's like a name for that whole shebang. But yeah, just like letting the opening kind of hit you, that big into the sky kind of chorus there popping in. It's a good introduction to the show and its overall, I guess, fly by the seat of its pants tone. Let's do lyrics first, and then potentially we can go back through visually. "You're always hard on yourself, claiming that you're just a tool." Okay, and then camera on Paprika is interesting. Just a tool. "And that's why I've got you in my arms." Huh. Okay, this is going to sound cliche as well. It may seem like Paprika is saving Kokona this episode, but potentially Kokona is saving Paprika as well. They're saving each other. Wow. Again, just based on the lyric reads there and the characters on screen. Oh yeah, this character here, you're the character that has the pink streaks. Yeah, you definitely get involved. Look at this fucking sci-fi suit you have on. Yeah, okay, sure. We'll see. "Even if the world suddenly became unrecognizable, I'm confident that I can be anything if I'm with you." Okay, that's a nice sentiment. And again, talks to this kind of relationship between the two. Again, I'm going to go back through visually here as well, but this hourglass motif with Kokona again, based on the first shot of the show as well. It's quite interesting. "Let's search till we find some snow white dreams." Well, this episode was definitely Snow White. Snow White as well, I think we're trying to invoke the fairy tale, potentially. It's all very, reality bending and that kind of thing. I think that's cool. "Our adventures will color in all of those lines." Well, there's definitely a lot of color, I'll give you that. "Blending, slipping, changing into, a future calling out, don't you dare miss it. We're always together no matter how far apart, I won't let you go. I won't let go of this heart that draws me to you. I won't let go of my own heart that draws me to you." It's a bit of a weird lyric, but sure. Again, it seems like these two are going to foster some kind of connection that's going to bring them ultimately closer together, I would say, right? To the point where they're going to save each other. All very standard stuff, I would say, but still good regardless. And then, yeah, a bit of a musical kind of flourish there to end the opening. Now let's go back through visually, because I did see some stuff, up to and including you. You're definitely important, sure. So mirroring the first episode, we have a lot of grayscale here with the characters early. Now you're in a uniform, and you were also in a uniform on the poster, so that indicates to me that you joined the school here at some point, which is going to be funny. Again, a lot of grayscale early, and this shot of Kokona in bed reading a book, potentially looking for an escape, that kind of thing, right? I wish I could read, so I could tell you what the book is, but I can't, so sure. Trying to, again, this kind of dream motif in the episode as well, trying to maybe sleep it away, trying to find that fantasy, break out of the mundane. There's a little flourishes of color here and there. You got the yellow on the suit here of this character, which I'm unsure we got a name for, before popping over here, slightly more color with these, like, ghostly twin characters playing music. That's where I got my kind of child prodigy angle from. And again, grayscale, few flowers there in the foreground. Grab those umbrellas to stop the rain from falling on us. Umbrella flies into the sky that was already on that kind of pipe thing where they got into this world in the past, right? Then we have 3 spirals and then Serendipity, which I believe is the name of the opening here. And it's full-on overstimulation, colors going everywhere, characters running everywhere. Let's frame by frame it a little bit. Oh yeah, fantastic. Just the general, like, level of motion in this is so cool. Oh, that was a little bit promiscuous, but sure. This was the one that killed me. This, like, nonchalant kid just, like, firing rockets as he spins around. Like, what are we doing? We're kind of in this, like, industrial, like, nonsense. With, like, a bunch of, like, bullshits just, like, here that we're just kind of running through. Okay. You look like Papika, but your hair's crazy. And you've got, like, a cool weapon. So maybe they power up more or something. I don't know. I don't even know which character this is. So sure. You're streaky hair. Okay. Yeah. You are. Seem like you're... Are you gonna have, like, a character change of some kind? You seem very... This is like, I'm fucking serious. I'm gonna fucking take out all the robots or something, right? That's not the vibe I got off you in this episode at all. So you're either lying or you have a huge change of character. It's one of the two. Like, the vibe I got from you this episode was that you're kind of lazy and delinquent-y. This guy's great. I don't know how much you're gonna be in the show, but you're the most generic, like, glasses boy type anime character ever. Like, this kind of level of understanding of trope is something that I normally, again, associate with Trigger, which is what I'm going to say a lot here. This reminds me a lot of Trigger, which in turn reminds me a lot of Gynax, which in turn reminds me of a lot of other mecha shows. Anyway, you know what I mean there. Oh yeah, look at, who's this random Hatsune Miku looking motherfucker in the middle of this army of death robots? What's going on there? Okay, what? Again, if we're trying to break out of the mundane, what is another example of the mundane here? Just armies of generic soldiers, right? With the one red eye, the only piece of color there in the scene. Yeah, we're trying to break out of this simultaneously. We're both trying to break out of our mundaneness, right? Papika's trying to break out of the mundanity of this sci-fi dystopia place where there's, like, robots and stuff, which apparently can make their way into reality as well, so that's odd. Like, this is her understanding of the mundane. It's literally, like, prison-y, it's like fascist-y, it's all these kind of things, right? Where Kokona's understanding of the mundane, in contrast, is very much similar to real life, right? We're both trying to break out is the point, and maybe we help each other break out of our respective mundanities. Now, who are these, like, Pope-looking motherfuckers? What is this? What is this? Explain. As well as this looks like the fucking Dr. Salt guy, and there's another guy behind him. So I don't know what's going on there. That may be future stuff. And what is this with the hair? So you touch the water there, and then it seems like, yeah. Okay, so you're on one side with this. You're on another side with that, past that kind of precipice point of the water, and then your hair's flowing down. But who are you? Is that both sides of Kokona, maybe? And then she needs to embrace one side to go and eventually find Papika. And again, we've made our way out of the rain. The sun is shining. No more need for the umbrellas. The kind of rain that persisted early in the opening is now cleared. And it's now a lovely day for each other. And we're able to just kind of run in the fucking... on the hills, right? Past the wind turbines. Seems a lot cleaner than the industrialness very early in the opening. A lot, like, less smog and... It seems like we found each other and we found paradise. That's the kind of vibe, right? This here was definitely one to talk about as well. Kokona is dreaming. She's dreaming of a foggy boat going down a river, and there's a girl on the other side who kind of doesn't speak to her. Who are you? And then she kind of says, welcome back. Now, what does that mean? Okay. So, a couple of things. We did see somebody that looked like Kokona in... like the first scene there when she escaped, right? She was in that costume. Is there some weird time stuff going on here where we've gone back in time and re-gotten Kokona because it didn't work the first time or something? And then that's a visual representation of you coming back to reality or something? Being welcomed back by another version of yourself or something else? I was theorizing something about the parents as well, because you're on a river, a foggy river, you're being led down, it's very death-coded. I'm thinking like family death or something, and that you're kind of remembering that, but I don't know. Grandma wheels her way over. We see this the hourglass in the background as well already, and tells her good morning. Again, as I've said previously, this is Grandma and not Mom and Dad. What gives? What's the go there? We just see a visual here of an empty cage, which is quite interesting. Maybe, again, I feel caged in society and I need to break the glass out. Something to that effect, I think. Were you up late reading again? Again, lack of establishing shots or anything. Then which one should I pick? And then, and then kind of like a nandamonai, right? Yeah, or just like a, nothing. Okay. How can we read that? So were you up late reading again? No, instead I was thinking about which one should I pick. Which again, as we learn later in the episode, is a little bit more about, like, future decisions in life. Like, which school should I go to? Which thing should I study? That kind of thing, right? Very high school questions. These things are weighing on her mind. There's also, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, potentially a broken clock here, because there's a lot of clocks on screen. I feel like I'm running out of time a little bit, right? To make my decision. As we see here again in the mirror, very prim and proper, straightening up the skirt, making sure that she looks good before school. Contrast that with that other character with the pink streaks, you know, not in the proper uniform, all these other things. You can see the contrast point there. Now, I'm interested about society. There's a lot of future eco-techy stuff, like the light switches are all very techy and the phones are all very weird, and there's like light rail and stuff, but it's all very European in its design as well. It's all very built up and old. It seems like new technology placed on old stuff. I'm wondering if, again, the world outside of, you know, the other realities is going to play a part in this somewhat as well. Again, another really obvious one. What does people in society do? They stop at stop signs and that kind of thing, right? We do what we're told, damn it. Contrast that, of course, with Papika, who just flashed Pi on screen and is taking the surfboard over the train. They kind of lock eyes there briefly for a moment. If Papika is looking for a partner and then spots this person, maybe that's why she's looking for you later and waiting for you, per se. It seems like she's about to get hit by the train, but definitely doesn't, which is good. And Kokona here is left wondering if anybody else even saw that, considering they're all looking at their damn phones. They need to get into imagination space instead. This is the generic-ish best friend character I saw before. Probably not going to be that prominent, I would say. You can tell the Kokona is kind of daydreaming about what she saw here. She's not even sure it was real, right? But it most certainly was, and Papika was able to pick up the name Kokona from this. We see these weird twins here holding hands. You've got a broken arm that's also a snake. Alright, we're going to park this whole thing. I don't know what's going on there. You say smoke, you say baka, and then they look up and then they're gone. Now, what could smoke possibly mean there? Where there's smoke, there's fire. So I found something that's this. And then Baka, like, you're stupid for saying that, and then they look up and she's gone. Okay. It seems, again, characterized from the opening, these guys seem very low energy. They just kind of let things happen, I guess. They're very efficient, I would say. But maybe slip up sometimes when... Because the vibe I'm getting is that they're looking for Papika, right? Are they fighting in the opening? Maybe. Okay, maybe you guys are tasked with catching Papika. Again, as I've said previously, broken record, it's just very quick between the scenes. There's only 2 lines exchanged between the teacher and Kokona here about her future. You still have decided, and then they move forth in the scene, right? The choices for the mock exam, so where you're going to be taking said exams, are due by today. I got to pick which school, right? So you can tell this is weighing on her mind and is maybe something that plays into this whole fantasy thing, right? I've got this whole time limit on it all. I need to make a decision by the end of today, and I catch myself daydreaming and moving into another world. Maybe that's why in the kind of fantasy, she's a little bit anxious about time passing as well, about it passing into night. I've missed my chance to make a call here and potentially fucked up my life in doing so. I don't know. Yeah, maybe there is something to this. I quite like this shot here too. Just this kind of precipice point between this land of fantasy, this forest, which we eventually go to, and the rest of the mundane world. It's like I'm moving into the art, you know? I'm moved by the stories in my book. I'm moved by movies. I'm moved by art, and I want to go pursue that, but I'm forced into other, you know, more generic roles. Even during sport, the same thing is weighing on her mind here, of course. We could see a very scary looking Papika in the background as well, which is great. You must feel like somebody's watching you, potentially. But yeah, she's still, you know, making that decision and is kind of frozen by indecision, I would say. Another glass precipice point, and we're talking about breaking a lot of glass and breaking through said precipice points, again, based on those broken glasses at the very end of the episode as well. We're talking about that a lot because it's basically everywhere, right? There is another barrier between me and my brain and myself and the rest of everything else, and imagination. The glass screen of a phone potentially as well, the glass of the classroom, the light outside that beckons me but I can't break through and get to it. Paprika herself has already broken through, Kokona herself can't quite do the same. In a similar fashion, I really like that ending as well with the ice. Breaking that ice and breaking Paprika out of the ice is kind of like saving her from that prison. It's like breaking that first barrier for myself, right? For actually making a decision and wanting to save somebody, and, you know, I'm not trapped anymore, trapped by indecision. I'm making plays, you know? I don't know if I'm making sense, but you can kind of see what they're getting at. And I definitely underrated that the first watch through here. You remind me of a design in Your Name, which is kind of interesting. You remind me of the kind of older character that Taki's into. Yeah. I like her design too. I wonder if this nurse will come back, potentially. I don't know. It seems like Kokona is studious enough that she's able to watch the kind of nurse's office while the nurse goes and does something else and makes sure that the sick kid's okay. Seems like that kind of prim and proper class president type, you know? She's going to leave to somewhere where she can concentrate and leave you to your own devices, right? You're clearly just skipping class and you're just, you know, eating a sweet in bed instead of everything else. I know you can't see that as well. That's probably better. Yeah, there she is in the corner. Now, I like this as a decision as well. This is almost that kind of... that fantasy that I dream of, right? That kind of fantastical thing that was in the picture that is described in the book that we eventually go to in that kind of snowish realm, right? It's almost the forest. It's almost the grand unknown, but it's not. It's fenced off. It's clearly on top of the school, and it's so very gentrified. It's a park with a whole bunch of different pieces of turf put into it, and very well pathed and very well signed, and there's people in uniforms everywhere. It's almost that fantasy I want, but it's not. And then this here is just classic. So she says like a storage space. It seems like some knocked over desks and something. It's just kind of hiding in the forest here, right? This seems very... what's the word? Spirited Away was the best analog. It seems like a portal to another place. It just does, right? It fills you with a sense of wonder and amazement and that kind of thing, right? I instantly thought of Alice in Wonderland as well from this image. We also see this kind of, what would you call, hazard spray? It's kind of like trying to stop you. It's like the thing that came down in front of the train before, something which Paprika has bounded past previously. This is Kokona's chance to break another barrier and walk into somewhere where she's not supposed to be, right? Like she chooses to take a chance here and break through, over that barrier and in. Turned over desks, the exact kind of opposite of this prim and proper, you know, scholastic persona that Kokona has had up to this point. It's all knocked over. I'm off into something else that isn't just school. Yeah, it's weird. It seems like a junkyard. There's like a piano over here. There's some umbrellas. There's some other school equipment that you use and like gym. And this is this big fucking pipe. And I don't know what goes on in the pipe, but if you go through the top, you go into like Ink World and then something happens. Sure. So she uses this opportunity to just like check her phone and look for more schools and that kind of thing while sitting on top of the pipe of adventure, right? This pipe is also pretty prominent in the opening, I believe, as well. Seems like maybe it's something we'll come back to. I don't know. Oh, Yayaka is the name of that character as well, because as we saw previously, she sent the school list. So Yayaka. Not sure I'm going to remember that one too well next week. This is great. The animation here is quite fantastic. Love these, don't know what you call them, smears almost. Just like that kind of jump of fear as Paprika pops out of the pipe here and scares Kokona. So Paprika describes that she was looking for Kokona and she was sleeping here waiting for her. Took you so long to show up. How did you know that she was going to be here? Again, I'm very curious about this corpse at the very beginning and if it's actually just like you. That could be something, I don't know. And then we go full on Yuri. They're about to like fucking smooch each other. Look at that. It's like they're trying to, you know, garner that particular fan base. Before going into the whole smell thing, apparently you smell good and you smell like the thing. So sure. Paprika says that you should come with me to Pure Illusion, which seems like whatever this thing is. We're going to Pure Illusion and we meet my least favorite character, the robot. Interested in a few things here. The robot captures both Paprika and Kokona here, and we get a full name for Kokona as well. She has a record. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying what I see. She has a record. I don't know if it made a record when it touched her, but I don't know. Again, just putting it out there. I don't know. But it seems like everybody else is unsure. Is she a possible partner? Put them to the test And now we're going to palpitation time. Try sending them through. So palpitation time would imply that you're trying to make their hearts race, so then the robot touches them inappropriately to make their hearts race, which helps them to sync up, which potentially helps this pure illusion thing happening as I touch my mic. What? That's crazy. Yeah, we see this kind of like cut to the black, right? And then this kind of a thing appear. That's like pure illusion, and then we jump into the illusion itself. Really like this ink blot effect, right? It's like we're jumping into the painting, that kind of vibe. From there, reality as we know it disappears, and we transition to something else. We get isekai, essentially. I really like the almost 2001-esque kind of walls of light here that we're passing through to get into what we want to get into. Again, contrasting a bluish purplish tone with a reddish pinkish tone. Coconut paprika, you know what I mean? Yeah. And again, passing through all that color out of a lot of the grayscale very early into the show, into this grayscale to, again, build up to another big reveal here, is great. Of lots of color and whiteness, right? You go from the dark kind of depths here, way back here, if I can, into like literally the most bright thing in the world. Pretty well done. We make our way into the light. It looks like it could come out of that similar pipe-ish structure there, which has made itself kind of like an igloo. All the snow's kind of formed on top of it. And now we're into the snow realm, I guess. This is probably one of the standout moments for the animation. Just absolutely fantastic stuff here through that sequence. Full of character, full of vibrant motion. Again, contrast to the very still Coconut, I would say. So she's in a world of pure illusion. The first thing she thinks of is, where the hell am I? Where's my parents? Where's my school? Where's my structure? Instead of Paprika, who's just enjoying the experience. So apparently we made it. So Paprika, this was the plan, essentially, to make our way, to find a partner and make our way into pure illusion. Now, I'm guessing for the resource at the end. Whatever that thing is, whatever the crystal, the fucking Madoka bullshit we get by the very end, that's probably the goal, and that's probably Salt's interest, right? Where you're just along for the ride. That's what I would say, right? Again, we do this a couple of points in the episode. If we go back here a couple bits, you're literally pulling me off into like a manic pixie dream land, and we have this huge like emotional sting to it all, right? It seems like we're going on an adventure, and then we cut back to Coconut, and she's just looking at her phone, right? She's looking for like, you know, family, grandma. I've only got 12 friends as well, which is kind of sad. Let's try and call somebody. I don't have any signal, though, as we can see up here. You're very much focused on, you know, how can I get back to the structure? How can I get back to my normal life? And you keep putting a stop to these adventures happening. I'm relating this to the end of the episode, right? Where it's built up for Coconut to say that she wants to go on another adventure and that kind of thing, right? Wasn't that fun? And then she says, no, I don't. I'm back, and I don't want to do this again. Before, again, by the very end, getting dragged back in regardless. Just, yeah, she's a tough egg to crack thus far, Coconut. She's very stuck in her ways. Again, another example, I've read about lucid dreams somewhere, thinking that she might be lucid dreaming, thinking about the scientific explanation for this before a snowball gets thrown at her head. Let's play around and, you know, live in the moment instead of thinking about all the logistics behind it. Despite herself, through this sequence, we see Coconut becoming more and more involved, I would say. Again, you accidentally taste some of the snow. It's sweet. You go gung-ho in and eat all the snow. Of course it's sweet. Oh, great character animation stuff here too. Very delicate snow into the mouth from you. You're just grabbing whatever you can and shoving it into your mouth like a Neanderthal, where you've got a little bit of class to you. But yeah, despite herself, again, playing and having fun in the snow, being a kid, that kind of thing. I'm seeing something like, I lost my youth because I had to grow up quick, something like that. So now I'm like trying to regain it, or somebody's going to help me regain it, that kind of thing. Again, very Licorice Recoil, if you've seen that show. So yeah, Paprika does a bunch of bullshit here, and, you know, it causes, she wants to find it funny, but she can't. She's laughing, and then she stops herself. Yeah, there is a lot of character in the animation. Maybe I'm missing a lot of that stuff from the episode, right? I'm, again, still lacking that emotional set of stakes yet, right? For me to actually care about what's going on. Well, actually care is a bit harsh, but you know what I mean. But I am seeing a lot of stuff animation-wise. That character animation piece with the eating the snow is really good. This one, again, is really good. You're stridently on the surfboard, surfing it, riding it. You're holding on for dear life, right? You know what I mean? One here is clearly leading. One here is still clearly very scared, but the whole kind of adventure thing. We look down here and see hoarfrost. Wind blows the ice onto the trees and they kind of form, right? Seems like it's not very cold as well, like the whole thing, like there's no temperature here, which is weird. But as we look down to the hoarfrost, they actually start to move around slightly, so hey, maybe it isn't just trees, maybe there's some creatures there too, as we see by the very end of the episode. Thought this sequence here was very funny. I also like the shoes, damn. So you're trying to do Hansel and Gretel, you're trying to make a trail to help yourself return to where you came from, right? In case you get lost. Putting down pieces of food as you go, right? But we look back there, almost synchronized in the animation, Paprika is just picking up a piece of the food and eating it. You're ruining the whole thing. Again, not overburdened with intelligence, as I've already said. That's not really your vibe. The snow starts to fall harder and harder, and the day is beginning to fall into night. We need to make camp. Again, as I brought up previously, Kokona is very concerned with the passage of time and the next day occurring with the whole, choosing what I do in my life type thing. You're trying to make like shadow puppets. She's a little bit more concerned with everything else. Where I even am, how's this going to affect my schooling? What will grandma think? All these things, right? Maybe you can tell that she's feeling a little bit uncomfortable here. Just kind of put a hand around her and help her to feel better. Aren't you scared? No, I've got you. Well, that's a nice sentiment. And unfortunately, the robot's here too, so, I still hate him. Let's go on a treasure hunt tomorrow. There's something out here in Pure Illusion, something that can grant wishes. Interesting. Okay, that seems to be the thing that we're harvesting, like wish power. This is fucking Madoka, dude. Or some other magical girl show. I know saying that all magical girl things are Madoka is like a faux pas in the fandom, I guess, of magical girl shows. But anyway, it seems like that's what we're doing. We're trying to harness wish power for a guy. Dr. Salt, probably, right? Paprika seems to think that the wish power itself smells like you. And from your, kind of groin area, the glow was earlier, so... Again, maybe that's why you picked out Kokona initially as well. You saw that she was, you smelled her out essentially. You saw that she had an ability to do this kind of thing. Either way, we push Paprika aside as she's trying to sniff us, and then all the lights go out and disaster starts to strike, I guess. We also see here the extremely human brain that is inside the robot. So, again, bad touch now, because he's touching him weird, right? He's grabbing onto him and shit. Is this guy like a pervert? Okay, whatever. Don't think about it. The line work here is glorious, though, as they make this discovery and then subsequently try not to think about it. The glasses are an important one to watch here as well. She's wearing them there, then it gets slammed down, and the glasses fly into the air. Now, glasses are a great choice for a MacGuffin here, right? Because glasses is what helps you perceive, right? It's also very studious. It's also very... student. It's also very all these things that have been associated with Kokona so far in the episode are now taken away from her, right? It's that glass barrier, right, that helps you to perceive reality as it normally is instead of whatever else, right? It keeps me on the straight and narrow. It is something that is suppressing me, right? We regain them by the very end, but there is a crack. We have made a chink in the armor of Kokona, so to speak, and helped to convince her that the world of fantasy is actually pretty good. I like this from Paprika as well, almost using binoculars with her own hands there, and she has the vision to be able to see them. Again, the irony of using hand binoculars to find glasses, something that helps you to see. Paprika notices that Kokona is really sad about losing her glasses, and then decides that it's a good idea for her to become an action hero and go get them. Enter elaborate animation sequence where we go and collect said glasses. Now, I don't know what these things deal are. I think they're just making their way to the... It's like a stampede. They're just trying to make their way to the water, I guess. I don't think they're antagonistic is my overall point. Yeah, and it seems like they're way longer than that too, as they kind of burrow into the water here. Maybe they get a bit cold and this is how they help warm up. I don't know. I don't know how water works in that regard. Is it actually warmer than it is outside? It'll get you out of the wind, I guess. Paprika gives Buchan, the robot, the indicator here that she's going to go off on her own and try to collect the glasses, and let's take Kokona to safety instead. And then the animation goes to 12 again. If you're an animation guy, you're probably going crazy with this kind of shit. Again, confident stride in all of it. So I can't talk to the animation quality because I'm not that guy, but I could talk to the posing. I really like the posing here. Very It's like she's holding the surfboard like she's running out into the ocean as well. It's like she's got that kind of whole scuba suit on, you know? Again, just confidently striding forth, even despite, you know, everything that's in her way, you know? Then the movement there, that's very Jujutsu Kaisen. Reminds me a lot of that, which I saw last year. Again, all about that determination. She's not, you know, scared for her own life or anything. Again, she's probably too stupid to be concerned for her own life. She's just, you know, see glasses, get glasses, you know? Again, fiercely loyal, will just do anything for whatever reason, even if it is stupid. Again, helping or making Kokona feel guilty later on when she thinks that she's killed her, right? To get her glasses. They're not that important, you know? Like realizing that she's actually in danger here. I really don't need my glasses. All these other things, right? Stop, you'll die. Grabs glasses, looks back, but at that exact moment, I'm burrowing into the ocean as well. Probably never to be seen again. Now again, hopefully if you're the audience of this televisual program, you're aware that they're not going to kill off the main character right here, right now. Again, I was a little bit... There was a little bit of a mismatch there because I just knew that they weren't going to kill her. I was like, I'm sure of this. But I guess it helps us to get into the feeling of Kokona in this situation and the thing that ultimately causes the transformation to occur, I think. This like heightened emotional state and the ice covering over. It seems like I've done something finalistic, something that I can't get back. Again, that passage of time. I've ran out of time. There's a barrier here. I need to break through it. I don't know what to do. All these kind of frustrations and themes in the episode coming to a head here in the conclusion. Now I'm interested about where this is glowing from. Just like the inner thigh? What's going on? It's like kind of the back of the thigh. That's a weird spot. And yeah, you scream out to Papika, I guess lamenting her death, and for lack of a better term. And you do like transformation sequence shit. The music here is fantastic. I really love this refrain as kind of the hero moment happens, you know? Big shining pink light, which is interesting because I remember seeing a similar light as this kind of realm was generated almost from the kind of palpitations between the two, right? When their hearts were in sync, this is the similar shine that happened, right? And yeah, she gets like Super Saiyan hair and goes crazy. Maybe that's what all the long hair's talking to in the opening as well. And yeah, she goes fucking Super Saiyan mental mode, zip, like that smear across the screen, and then that huge shockwave breaking all of the ice. Again, feels like that first moment where she's done something for herself instead of what she is obliged to do. It feels like she's made a decision based on the sacrifice of another. It feels like Papika has rubbed off onto her somewhat. We break that ice, the big, you know, boom of energy out of the bottom. It sparkles in the sunlight. The day has broken, the night is ended, and we've made our way to victory. We're protagonistic and we've won the day. That's what all this feels like. It feels really good. It's probably the moment of the episode for mine. These sparkles here as well remind me of the sparkles from the very start of the episode as well. The sparkles that she sees on the horizon, the sparkles that remind her of Papika. It is only natural that they occur at this moment as well. So my thing is there's a lot of emotional attachment here for 20 minutes of screen time. That's why I'm pushing this, what is this corpse theory from the opening, right? Are you two in another life way closer to each other, in another realm, in another, you know, time loop? I don't know where we're going. It seems like you two are closer than you ought to be based on the interactions this episode. So I'm wondering what's going on there. I've gone on and on about the glasses. I do like the crack in them. I'm starting to break down that veneer. Papika seems kind of amazed by the kind of Super Saiyan-ness of it all. And then that's when Kokona realizes that she's flying through the air as well and she's gone full magical girl. Just at that moment, we transition out of the kind of pure illusion and back into reality. We're back at school, it's sunsetted, it's dusk. I've run out of time to make that decision, but I've maybe gained something else along the way. I like how she wakes up asleep. She wakes up unconscious. It's unsure if it was a dream or not, or anything else, right? Maybe I was just sleeping here the entire time, you know? The one indicator here is the kind of stone, the bit of crystal here left in the arm. It seems like this is what everybody is after, the essence of a pure wish or whatever. We make our way back over to Papika. She puts in our broken glasses and we re-embrace again. Let's go adventuring again, okay? And we've got this really whimsical kind of sting in the music, right? Like it seems like it's building up to the end of an episode where you're going to say, okay, yeah, that was fun. Let's go do it again, yeah? And she just takes off the glasses. Oh, it seems like it's building up to it. No thanks. I don't think I will. Now, I'm running out of time here slightly, so I may skip the ED. We'll do it in a little bit more detail later on. Seems very fairy tale-esque, seems very childish, building up into this theme of stolen childhood that I'm seeing from Kokona a little bit, right? Even maybe Paprika as well, letting themselves be kids and adventure with each other and so forth, right? Even a little bit of Hansel and Gretel in the episode itself. This seems very Hansel and Gretel to me as well. You could also read into it, you're in like the male clothes, you're in the female clothes, maybe they're dating. I don't know. This seems pretty gay. Let's go to the post-credit scene, because I thought that was really fun too. The episode itself up to this point, I think, has been quite generic and aware of anime tropes, so I like this break of trope right here at the end, right? You're not going to go back in again. You don't feel like that's a good decision. You're back stuck in your ways, all these other things, right? To the point where Paprika is on her knees begging you to continue to be in the show and continue to have adventures, right? I do like it as a character decision as well, right? Kokona isn't ready to fully embrace imagination yet. She isn't ready to fully embrace this new world, so she's still trying to run away. Again, as we learn more about the character, maybe this will become a more and more apt kind of decision here. It turns out, I'm thinking that the whole monolith thing here is the thing that drags her back in. This whole thing, these dudes down here, this Evangelion temple type shit, and Dr. Salt, whose thing is resonating with the other thing that's glowing. If you want me to go full crazy, he's also smoking, so he's a little bit self-destructive, and he's got the fucking Gynax glasses on. A fragment was brought back. It seems like we're trying to bring back fragments of something. Pure illusion, pure wishes. And then Paprika is captured again, and so is Kokona here. I do like that from Paprika as well. She's less concerned about herself being trapped and more that Kokona is being kind of brought into her, prison, right? Again, I've talked about it. Each has their own prison. Now, oh shit, through my actions, through my recklessness, I'm bringing this person that I care about into my personal hell. Again, you would think they break out again regardless, no matter what, all that other stuff. And then, yeah, we're back here to the preview for the next episode. So yeah, there was quite a bit to talk about there. I do like it a lot from a production perspective. I'm going to keep saying that. I'm just waiting again for that next hook, as I've said. But it's good. It's generally enjoyable. I would definitely give it another episode or two. Absolutely, if I was watching it outside of the channel. It's definitely wearing its influences on its sleeve. It definitely understands anime and has watched anime before, I would say. It's got this magical girl-esque premise to it all, trying to capture kind of wishes and imagination and all these other things. You have this character that's in the mundane looking for, a way out. You have this character that's in the zany that's looking for a way out. They're both trying to unite together and make their way out together. Lots of good stuff there. I've seen this premise before. I hope they execute on it as good as other shows that I've seen in the past have executed on it. So, yeah, we'll leave it at that. Cautiously optimistic for the future. I hope we go into more of these pure illusions and that they're fucking crazy. That's kind of what I'm looking for. But either way, thanks for watching this week. Patreon if you want to be that 1 week ahead. Discord if you want to talk to me about the show. Comment below. Like the video. All that stuff. And I'm going to be out of here. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.